So cash flow management on developments, one of the most common mistake, if you like, or oversight is usually to do with timing. So where developers may be looking for funding, they have funded secured, they may be released in tranches or they may be released on a monthly basis based on what you've done. However, developers also have costs going out. So it's around the timing of the cost going out and the cost coming in and making sure you've got the two back to back. The other thing also that gets overlooked is the VAT element. So whilst on developments you may have a zero rated development, some suppliers still will charge the VAT at source and then it has to be recovered later. So you're obviously paying out your VAT and obviously it'll be some time till you get that back, sometimes at the end of the project or 3 monthly, depending how the development's structured. So developers, when considering contingency on their development projects, will first and foremost need to look at the specifics on the project. So that's about looking at any specific risks that might be associated with the site, as well as any abnormalities. Once they tackle those and make appropriate risk allocations, then you can look at a more generic percentage, which is what a lot of people do. 10% is generally the norm, the rule of thumb, but that shouldn't necessarily be so. And that will be dependent on what stage the development's at. So at a very early stage, when there's a lack of detail, maybe you haven't got planning or whatever it might be, you might be looking at somewhere 15, you could even be at 20%. Quite high, I know, but there's so many unknowns. Whereas later on in the project, when you've maybe got planning, you know what the planning conditions look like and what you need to discharge them, then you can look at really contingency on construction activities. And therefore, your sort of 10% and maybe even lower is more appropriate. So clients should expect from their cost managers through or in volatile market conditions, very similar to obviously the COVID-19 pandemic, to have that extra sort of layer of due diligence, that sort of extra effort put into doing a lot more sort of research and background work, if you like, or activities in understanding better what's actually happening in the marketplace. What I mean by that is where maybe traditionally early stage in a project you're working on approximate rates or estimated rates or so maybe BCIS rates with historic data. What you really should be expecting from your cost manager is to have a real feel for what's actually happening in the marketplace. So that's around engaging with trade contractors, subcontractors, suppliers, material suppliers, whomever it may be, to really understand what's happening in terms of supply, lead-in, costs, fluctuations, what's in stock today, might not be in stock tomorrow. So it's just around that extra layer of due diligence that's appropriate to that stage of the project.